Anytime you have a goal, there are some steps that need to be done, some work that needs to be done in order to achieve it. Ideally, you would not be satisfied until you'd actually done the work. But when you tell someone your goal and they acknowledge it, psychologists have found that it's called a social reality. The mind is kind of tricked into feeling that it's already done. And then because you've felt that satisfaction, you're less motivated to do the actual hard work necessary.
When you have a big goal, are you the kind of person that either keeps it to yourself or tells the world about it in the hopes of keeping yourself accountable? Well, that is a very important question because it's been scientifically proven that one will help you achieve it and the other is more likely to set you up for failure. Would you like to know which one is best? Well, I'm hoping so because that's why you're here. I have actually fallen into both camps. I have proclaimed some big, hairy, audacious goals and told everybody about it, only to not go on and achieve them. Conversely, I've not told anybody about particular endeavours, only to release the final product or the final result and to be quite overwhelmed with the support that I've been given. But which is the right way to go? If you take your biggest goal and you say it out loud, it's a bit like achieving it. We say, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to tell all my friends, and then all I've got to do is train for a marathon. Simple, because it feels a bit like achieving it. It's been proven through research that the act of telling people about your goals tricks the body into thinking that you've actually achieved what you want to achieve. You get that rush of endorphins, you get that feel-good factor. The problem is that feel-good factor is actually less likely to make you achieve your goal. When you tell somebody it is less likely to happen, it's when goals are acknowledged by others that the mind is tricked into believing that it has already happened. So, you know what, that kind of goes against conventional wisdom. We're told time and time again that actually to achieve your goals, you should tell people, become accountable, tell people what you want to do. But this is where I'm here to tell you that we've been doing it all wrong. Because there are two types of people in this world. Those who create goals and then tell everybody about them, and then those who create goals and do it in silence. Which one are you? Now, the reason why we have two types of people is because we have something called the intention behavior gap. The gap is the difference between what we intend to do and then what we actually do. Announcing your goals seems to actually widen that gap. Now, I've been guilty, as I said at the beginning, of doing this because if I wanted to create a new idea or I wanted to undertake a new challenge, I would tell everybody about it. The problem is sometimes they don't actually come true. Because when I have this idea, I want to tell people about it. I want people to know what I'm doing, but I've had the same experience. You say, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow. I go, okay, cool, well done, that'll be great. All of a sudden, your heart gets that slightly fluttering feeling. You think, yeah, this is good, this is what I need. But then what happens with the enthusiasm, the motivation? It can actually dissipate away from you. Now, conversely, if you don't tell anybody about it, then you have to just get on and do the hard work, and you are delaying the gratification that comes with telling somebody that you've achieved your goal. Derek Sivers explained in his very short TED Talk, which I'll put a link in the description below, talks around how telling people your goals is the one way to not achieve them.
Anytime you have a goal, there are some steps that need to be done, some work that needs to be done in order to achieve it. Ideally, you would not be satisfied until you'd actually done the work. But when you tell someone your goal and they acknowledge it, psychologists have found that it's called a social reality. The mind is kind of tricked into feeling that it's already done. And then because you've felt that satisfaction, you're less motivated to do the actual hard work necessary.
That's why we should talk about achieving our goals in private. In fact, I would go as far to say that we actually shouldn't tell people about our goals at all. Now, as I've alluded to, I have two that I've got on my plate at the moment. The first one I've told everybody about. In fact, if you've watched my channel, you might have heard me talking about it before because I am stand-up paddleboarding from the Bahamas to Florida in June next year. That is a big goal. And I've told people about it. I've told people about it because I do need some accountability. I do need to raise some money, and I will certainly need some help. The logistics of getting a 14-foot paddleboard from London to the Bahamas is not going to be the easiest at the best of times. But what happens? I sit here now as we're coming to the end of December, and I haven't started training for it. Yes, I've told people about it, but I haven't done as much as I should have done. That's on me, because every time I tell people, they are quite often wide-eyed and just think I'm completely bonkers. I'd be lying if I didn't say that that actually made the heart go, but also made me feel good, because who else is doing this? Now, on the other side, I've got a business idea that I'm quietly pursuing in the background, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. Partly because I think somebody will steal the idea, but also because I want to do the hard work and then release or show the outcome of this and see how I get on. Now, I mean, thinking out loud, it seems strange that I can sit in both camps. Now, I think from me, when it comes to the endurance challenges, I am more confident in my ability to be able to deliver it and motivate myself, bearing in mind that I'm reasonably active and I enjoy working out and pushing myself on the athletics field, you know, in the endurance world. But when it comes to delivering on ideas, that's something that I've always struggled with. I don't always find it the easiest. So this time I'm committing to myself to make sure that I do it and then tell the world about it. So I understand if you are in the tell everybody about it camp, but I also understand if you're in the keep it quiet camp. But if you are wanting to achieve your goals in private, what can you do? Well, that is a very good question, because here are my 3 tips to achieve your goals in private. Number 1, journal. Because seeing your goal written down, whether it be in your own handwriting or printed off, has a really powerful impact on your mind. The entire process of journaling is like an exploration of the mind. It kind of gets your thoughts and your intelligence and your desires out of your head and onto the page. It's far more than just thinking about it. It's actually taking action to write it down. It really helps you create a blueprint for all of the signals that your brain is creating around the importance of your goals. Your mind automatically starts looking for relevant opportunities and the ways that it can help achieve your goals. The more detailed your goals are, the more likely you are to achieve them. That's why goal setting is such a powerful act. But you don't need to tell everybody about it. You're not going to show everybody your journal, are you, for example? Number 2, affirmations. Now, affirmations are a way of telling yourself what you're going to do. Sportsmen and women use it in terms of visualizations, and they say the positive reinforcement of what they're going to do prior to undertaking the big sporting challenge, whether it be the Ashes or the Olympics or some athletics event. Daily affirmations help you translate your thoughts into words and eventually into actions. It's like reminding yourself day after day after day after day just to keep focused, stay on track, and keep hustling towards your goals. Using the following examples, you can help manifest your intentions from ideas into actions. I am a doer. I will take action and I will get things accomplished. That's pretty good. I act with courage and confidence. I concentrate all my efforts onto the things that I want to accomplish in life. God, that's a good one, isn't it? I am not going to share my goals with anyone until I've achieved them. Easy to say, harder to do. Now, the third one is slightly more intuitive, and it's about using online tools. Now, much the same way everybody will tell you they've got the best note-taking app, well, actually, productivity and efficiency is one of the best things you can do, and having the right online tool can help you do it. Now, things like Trello or Evernote or Notion or Apple Notes is all a way of being able to keep track of your tasks and your goals. What I'm trying to say here is use technology to your advantage. Why not use what's available to you? Taking these tools is going to make it easier to keep track of your progress. You don't need to rely on somebody else to keep you accountable. If you've got a calendar invite or an Evernote reminder that tells you, have you done it? Have you ticked off the right task? Go and try them and see. Having these tools will make it easier to keep track of your progress. Having an Evernote reminder or a calendar invite that tells you what you need to do when, or keeping you accountable without having to go and see your buddies, is definitely a good way to go. And that's it. They are the 3 easy steps to help you achieve your goals in private. Now with that, don't tell anybody, go and get your goals, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.